Welcome back. As you can see, we're here with the G3 again today. What we've done so far is we've stripped this baby clean. In the true BOATWORX fashion, we need it all cleaned out because we're going to make it our own. Now, since one of our videos was how to paint a boat, and it was one of our most watched, we're going to show you in a little more detail this time from start to finish how to actually paint a boat. Now, of course, we're going to show you the rest of it, but we're going to show you how to paint this from A to Z. Like I said, we stripped it. Now we're going to clean it, which is a very important step. We're actually going to use some palm olive. It doesn't leave a residue behind. We're kind of out of boat cleaner, but we like the palm olive. Cleans all the greasy oil out. We're going to use that combined with a pressure washer, a little simple tire brush. We're going to get it cleaned, and you guys will be able to see that when we're done. Yeah. Now the G3 only has some of these ribs here exposed partial way, but if your boat has these grooves and these ribs, you got to make sure that you're getting all that dirt out because it's going to come back to haunt you later. Now we always clean the inside first because we're actually going to be working on the outside first. We're going to flip this boat upside down. They'll have plenty of time to drain out, but make sure you're getting your dirt out. Now that our boat is clean and it's drying off, I got a little pro tip for you. If you don't want to get soaked when you're pressure washing the boat, make your dad do it. Next step here is going to be flipping this bad boy over. That does a couple things for us. We're going to be working on the outside, sanding and painting. That exposes the trailer for new wiring harness, bunk boards, wheel bearings, anything we want to get to. It also gives the boat some time to dry out. So flipping it is Doogie's favorite knot part, and we're going to be doing that next. Now that we got the G3 flipped over, we inspect the bottom. We're pretty happy with it. It's the first time we're seeing the bottom. We're pretty happy. Then we'll start sanding the bottom. We'll sand the sides, fix any non-structural holes, and then it's going to get some paint. If you want to see how this turns out, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Now what we're using here is a detail sander. These are good for small nooks and crannies. We love these. We're using 120 grit sandpaper, 80 in some stubborn areas. Now if you're running any of them old decals that you want off, I would use a heat gun and then hit the adhesive left over with an 80 grit sandpaper. Now you're going to see in the video, Doogie is hitting the bottom of these ribs with a brush, top, bottom, sides. That'll get them cleaned up. What you're trying to do is just scuff and scratch the paint. You don't need to take it off all the way. We'll talk about that a little later when we're getting ready to paint. Now that we have the G3 fully sanded up on the outside, we're going to hit it with our handy dandy palm olive, get this washed, get it clean. That'll get the excess paint off, any grime that was left behind. I mean, I'm pretty dirty. I think I did most of the sanding, if you ask me. We're going to get this cleaned up. We'll see you in a minute. Another pro tip, Doogie. Yeah. Where I have to film, now you do all the work again. It works. Now that we destroyed Doogie's garage floor with dirt and the boat is clean, it's drying off, we're just going to do a final walk around. Make sure there's no spots we missed when we were sanding. Make sure it's looking the way we want it to. We're going to give this a while to dry, and then we're off to the paint. If you made it this far in the video, we saved the best for last. Now that our boat is clean and sanded and dry, we're ready for paint. And if you've been watching the channel for a while, you already know that we're using Seahawk Alumihawk. This stuff is specially formulated for aluminum. In my opinion, there's not a better paint out there. This is an oil-based paint. This is why I told you earlier in the video, you don't need to rip all the paint off of this. It's a paint primer at one. It really does work. The primer does work. The goal here is 2 coats. We're going with hot pink for Doogie. Just kidding. We're going to do Jumbo green. That's what he wants. We're going to do 2 coats. This stuff can be sprayed, rolled, or brushed. We prefer to roll it. We like the way it rolls out. We like the texture when it's done. Doogie's going to do a little bit of brushing. I'm going to do a lot of rolling. Take a good look at this. The last time you're going to see it that way. If you open your can, it looks like that. Don't freak out. That's totally normal. Little trick we do, don't forget, you guys are spending all your hard-earned money on this paint. We're going to drill some holes in the side of this can. Right down through that lip, all the way around. That way, when we hit it with our brush or we dump it out, it all goes back down inside the can. We want all the paint we can get. Now that we got the holes in our can, we can address the paint. Now you can use a stir stick, but we're fancy here at BOATWORX. So we're going to slowly mix this up very well. See, that color is going to come right out. What we're using here is these small rollers. That's what I like. I believe it's a 4-inch. It doesn't shed. You don't want anything that sheds. You made it this far. Do not go skimpy on these. Buy the good ones. This is the microfiber. Standard brush. As long as the bristles don't come out, we're good. Now that we got our paint ready, we're ready to get into it. Busted. That's Doogie's 13th break. Now, I haven't been counting them, but each one's been an average of 5 minutes, so that's 13. And he only paints the classic rock. You haven't seen nothing till you seen him paint a boat listening to AC/DC. Last time we painted a boat, I put hip hop on. He left his own house. I didn't see him again for 2 weeks. Now that we got the top painted, or technically the bottom of the boat, you always want to start with that because you don't want to have paint on these sides and reaching over and getting all over yourself. Now that we have that painted, we're going to start on the sides. This does dry incredibly fast. It's probably 85 degrees outside. You don't need to get too crazy if you have some light and dark spots. This is the first coat. It is one of two. Coming out pretty darn good. We're happy. You can see we did cut in with a brush in some places. We are going to finish the first coat. First coat is now complete. It's setting up pretty quick. Now currently in the lineup, Seahawk has 6 different colors. This is the John Boat Green. It will darken up a little bit on the second coat, which you'll see later on. Laid out great. We're happy with it. We always do a little walk around. Make sure it's looking the way we want it to. Now for the second coat, you're going to need to put that on within 48 hours of putting the first coat on. If you wait after 48 hours, you will have to resand the first coat in order to apply the second coat. We'll give this right around 24 hours, 20 hours. We'll hit it with a second coat. We don't want more work than what we have to. That's it for the first coat. Now that it's been 24 hours, our first coat is cured. We're back for the second coat. Now on the second coat, you're going to have to be a little bit more careful. Obviously, it was easy to see where you were painting on the first coat. On the second one, we're going to have to look for our wet edge. And I'm not going to bounce around as much. I'm going to start here. I'm going to go all the way down, all the way through, and just work my way across until I do the bottom of the boat. Then I'll work on my way down the sides. Now, if your boat has rivets, this is going to help it seal them up a little bit. And also, your paint's been sitting for about 24 hours as well. So we always remix that before we apply the second coat. Now that the second coat's all wrapped up, it's going to take about 72 hours to be water ready. We used about 3/4 of a gallon. A gallon will do a 16-foot boat. Any more than 16 feet, you might need a gallon and a quart. That's how you paint a boat from start to finish. We hope this video helps you. Just because it's green doesn't mean it's mean. Not yet, anyway. So once you watch this video, get right on back here because the G3 is far from done. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.